Right guys, so we're down here today with Nick Hibbs at Torex Golf, and we've got a little treat for you here. Nick, talk us through this.
This is, in my opinion, the world's most exotic, stroke expensive golf shaft on the market. It's made by a Japanese company called Ozik, Matrix Ozik. It's a TP6 HD, and by all accounts, it's the creme de la creme.
How much?
Retailing for approximately $1,700, stroke £1,000.
Oh my God. So it's £1,000 shaft, or like Nick said, $1,700 roughly dollars for a shaft.
Correct.
Wow. And Nick was telling me before, you can get the matching 3, you can get the driver 3 wood and 5 wood as well.
Correct. Even 7 wood, 9 wood, you name it.
Get it in your putter. And you know, why? Why is it so expensive and exotic?
Okay, well, the material they use, the material that they use in this particular shaft is very, very expensive. They also use a lot of material, so the expense goes up. You know, spec-wise, it's a very low torque golf shaft, so there's very little twist at impact.
Yeah,
correct. Comes in various different weights and various different flexes. Very low spinning, very tight dispersion. That would be the hallmarks of an expensive shaft.
So and it has to be bright coloured and fancy,
yeah,
and look the part. So this has got some Japanese writing, is this on here?
Correct, correct. Maximum brand exposure, you know, different colours certainly helps to sell shafts. It also helps to visualise a shaft when a particular tour player is using it.
So we've got, I'm sure quite a lot of tour players use this, and sometimes from a distance it might just look like a white shaft, but when you get a bit closer, I bet a lot of the guys have got these in. What Nick was saying before about the torque, in simplest terms, off-centered strikes, the golf shaft twists less.
Correct.
So
Correct.
if you hit it more from the toe to the left or the heel, the twisting is supposed to be much less. It's supposed to spin less. And I'm going to test it up against today my current driver, which is the TaylorMade SLDR 430 head. And I've got a Diamond shaft in a Kylie shaft.
Correct.
Which is, you said it's quite a nice shaft, isn't it?
It's a good shaft. This would be my go-to shaft for good exotic shaft. It kind of does what it says on the tin. Low spinning, relatively expensive, so it'd be good that they both go
up against each other. We've got flowery design against Japanese design. That's really the only difference. And like I say, I've never hit this shaft, so I'm really looking forward to hitting it. Nick's been kind enough also to put a TaylorMade sleeve on it, so I can actually put it into my own head driver, so we can test it up against each other. We've got TrackMan and GC2. I'm going to be using GC2 figures because you guys watching are more used to seeing the figures off me there. Nick does use TrackMan down here, but just to keep the continuity, I'm going to use the GC2 figures today. We're hitting 3 real Pro V1 golf balls with Michael first. I'm going to give you that. I don't want to drop it. Nick, just before the video, he kind of dropped it and accidentally kicked it up against the wall. I was like, no, don't scratch it. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't hit it very well because I don't want to spend that much on a shaft. Right, so I'm going to hit 3 golf balls first with mine. We'll get some figures on it and then we'll hit the exotic one, the Matrix Ozik. Ozik. I can't even say it's that posh. So that felt nice. Carried 276, spun at 2,300, and it was only a yard off our kind of straight line, really. So we'll take that every day. That one didn't feel quite as good. I don't think I hit that one amazing, but 271, 2,700 spin. So it's there and thereabouts. I would say it's probably a little bit higher spinning than what I would used to hit on this shot, so I didn't hit it quite as middle. I'm getting a bit nervous about trying this this expensive one. Well, that was a bit of an oddball flight, but 2,800 and 261 of carry distance. So I'm going to pass it over to Nick. Nick's going to swap that over for me. Thank you very much. And we'll have a look at some of the figures just while Nick's doing that. Probably not the best hitting golf shots I've ever hit in my life, 2,600 spin. It's carried at about 266 average. It's a little bit less than what I would normally hit at, but you know, that was me hitting it. And I'm warm, I've hit some shots already, so it's a complete comparison. I'm going to test it up against the £1,700 shaft next.
And hopefully you'll like it.
I know, but Nick's hoping I will.
We've got 2 in stock.
I'll take 2. I'll have one in my driver and my 3-wheel drive. So, I mean, feel-wise, it's always visually an exotic shaft gives you that kind of sensation of, oh, this is a bit nice, doesn't it? Correct. Now, I suppose it's a bit like the feeling of, you know, even just sat inside a Ferrari gives you that feeling of excitement that you're in an expensive car. And it's a bit like this. As soon as you put this in the golf club and you look down at it, it straight away kind of feels fantastic.
I mean, it's great that we use numbers to back up our argument, but also feel is very important, Rick. So hopefully you'll get a nice feedback from this.
Okay, so let's hit this one first. Oh, that did feel a bit nice. So it's carried further already. Still spun at about the same, 2,700. But the sensation off that shaft was very different to obviously the one that I've got.
Correct.
I don't really deal with a great deal of golf shafts. It's not something it's not my forte, let's say. So, you know, when I've tested shafts before, some of them have felt very similar to each other. But that felt solid, it felt fixed.
Okay.
It didn't feel like it had it felt like it was glued straight into the head.
Okay.
Which was nice.
Good.
That one felt pretty nice. It's not gone quite as far again, it's spun up a little bit higher. So I'm going to go one more. We've got 3,000 spin, 259 carry distance. We'll give it one more.
Come on, mate.
I know, you want me to get this one. That one did feel quite nice.
Good.
I panicked there because the teeth hit something. I thought it was the shaft for a second there. So we've got 3,500, 257, not quite as far. I think I might have saved myself £1,000 here, which is quite good. So if we look at some of the data, I'll throw that up on screen for you. We've got, first off, the expensive one, the Matrix Ozik. It's 262 carry distance, which, like I say, that's probably not as far as I would normally hit it, but probably not hitting it my absolute greatest ever today. It's spinning at about 3,000, so a little bit higher than what I would normally spin at. Where my driver at the moment, we're on 2,600, slightly less, and 266 carry, slightly more. It could be the fact that I'm just maybe not used to it, but the feel was sensational.
Good.
Thank God I don't have to get one. Let me give you that one back really quickly. But it just highlights, guys, that there are shafts out there that are designed, you know, for the absolute precision of low torque, fantastic quality, less spin. And that shaft, without question, will suit you. God forbid if it does suit you, I feel sorry for you. But it's definitely a shaft that, if you're coming down and seeing Nick down here, it's definitely one if you're in that kind of, you know, you like to show off in front of your mates. You know, I've got a £1,000 shaft. It's definitely one to try out. Looks great, feels fantastic. For me, it didn't quite suit me. It spun up a little bit high and then therefore didn't quite get the distance. But it's a shaft that's definitely worth trying. Thank you very much for that, Nick. I appreciate that. And I'm 100% going to give you that one back. Guys, if you want to check out Nick on his Twitter, you can do down here. Also, if you want to come down here to this phenomenal facility and get custom fit, go in the description down below, and all Nick's details are in there. We'd say book in advance, won't we, Nick?
Yeah, we're busy. We're busy at the moment. We're taking bookings though as we speak.
So ring up, get a time booked in. It's a chargeable fitting, but it's well worth the money. Guys, thanks for watching, and we're down here doing some more videos with Nick Hibbs at Trafford Golf. Thanks for watching.